Hey guys, this is Coach Bill with Fat Loss Made Easy. Hope you guys are doing great today. I'm on here today, guys. I'm going to go through step 3 meal plan with you guys page by page. So, step 3 meal plan is the plan that after you've completed step 1, and then you went to step 2. And then you've completed step 2. Now this is step 3. Step 3 is the alternate day fasting advanced program, which means that in step 2, you were introduced to alternate day fasting, and you guys have been doing a 16/8 fasting day, or you moved up to a 20-hour fast with 4-hour window day. Now, before you guys can move to step 3, you've got to be, hopefully you're very consistent with step 2, meaning that you've been doing you move to the 20-hour fast, 4-hour window of eating, and you're going through that 20-hour fast pretty consistently, and it's pretty easy to do, and you're not going through, if you're not going through any hunger pains at all, then pretty much so you're ready to go to step 3, okay? So, and just remember guys, going from step 1 to step 2, it's not how fast you get there. That's not the deal. The deal is when your body is ready to move on to step 3, it will let you know. And by the time you are done with step 2, you will be more educated in the type of fat meals you're consuming, especially after your last meal, because the following day you're fasting. Okay. Also in step 2, you've learned how important hydration is, and adding the pink sea salt with your water throughout the day, especially on your fasting days. It's really important to keep those electrolytes up high. Okay, so basically with step 3, guys, you've graduated from step 2. You're consistent. Your blood glucose levels are consistent. Your ketone levels are consistent. You're staying in fat burning consistently. You really don't have a lot of craving issues. Most of you probably don't have any craving issues. I get a lot of people telling me that they almost have to force themselves to eat food on their non-fasting days because they're just not hungry. And the non-fasting days, you guys know, are your high-calorie days, and you need to alternate those days because you're doing very low calorie on your fasting days, and then your non-fasting, and you got to keep those calories up there every other day. And it's going to help you stay in that fat-burning mode. And that's the whole key, staying in the fat-burning mode. And controlling, of course, your glucose levels and your ketone levels as well. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's get started. I'm on page 1 of the, hope you guys don't mind if I sip on my coffee while we talk. I'm on page 1 here, and at the top it says step 3, alternate day fasting advanced program. And it also explains, just like I said, you've completed step 1 and step 2. Congratulations on that. Step 3 is actually when you're actually going to see a lot of the magic happening as far as accelerating even more fat burning. And also those of you that have prediabetes or type 2 diabetes or a fatty liver disease, this is where you're going to really escalate reversing the root cause of all this, which is insulin resistance, is by getting into a deeper fast. Okay? So in step 2, you've basically did your 18/6 fasting, and you've done your 20/4 fasting, and you've completed it. You're not getting the hunger waves. Now in step 3, we're going to elevate your fasting times more consistently. Okay? So, like I said, you don't need to rush into step 3. Step 2 has got a lot of benefits when it comes to fat loss. Just in the 16/8 and the 20/4, a lot of people have lost a lot of weight. But for those of you that would like to go a little faster, Step 3 is going to put you into a faster fat burning mode. Okay? And also, what it does also, guys, is it also will put you into when you're doing the longer fast, see, your program's going to be, for example, us, we do a 23-hour fast with a 1-hour eating window on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I do a 20-hour fast with a 4-hour window on Saturday. So so my non-fasting days, Mondays, and my fasting days are Tuesdays. So basically that's exactly what you guys are going to be doing. Now, on step 2, you did a 16-8, and then you bumped it up to an extra 2 hours of fat burning at a 20-4. Now imagine this, on your step 3, you're going to go from a 16-8 all the way to a 23-hour fast twice a week. How much, if that's 4 hours of longer fasting, which means it's 4 hours of being in fat burning much, much longer. So can you imagine how powerful that is when it comes to burning your own stored body fat? That's pretty powerful, okay? So let's go to step 2. Let's go to page 2. Page 2, the picture up there says dirty versus clean. This is very important. And if you guys are looking for the true results in the quickest amount of time, then do exactly what it says here on that picture. Is that stay clean. A dirty fasting is when you're having some kind of calories during your fasting window. Some people will put coconut cream in their coffee, thinking it's not going to knock them out. It's not going to knock them out of fat burning. It'll keep you in fat burning, but it won't keep you into deep. It won't keep you in burning your own fat, because once you have calories either in some coffee or some kind of a food, you then have kicked yourself out of autophagy, and now you're burning the fat from that food you're eating, and you're no longer burning the fat, your own stored fat. And so that's why it's very important to keep your fasting clean. And during your fasting hours, you basically you want to not have any calories at all, period. The only thing you can have is your water, your pink sea salt, and if you want to have your apple cider vinegar, which really helps depresses. Because if you're doing the longer 23-hour fast, you may get a fasting window or a hunger wave in there when you first get started, and the water, pink sea salt, and the apple cider vinegar wipes that out really quick. Okay, so you've learned that in step 2. Okay, so that's basically what step 2 or page 2 talks about. Now, at the 23-hour mark of your fast, we break our. This is you've learned how to break your fast in step 2. So in step 3, especially when you're doing the 23-hour fasting, you guys have to remember that you need to break your. Okay, so your 23 hours is when your fasting actually ends. So at that 23-hour mark, you're going to have you're going to break your fast with something very easy on the gut, like we do. We'll do I'll do a turkey, grass-fed turkey stick, or I'll do my homemade kefir with my veggie protein powder in. I don't add any fat to it. You guys can do your almond milk with your veggie protein powder if you want. And don't add any fat to it, just leave it the almond milk and the veggie protein powder. Or you can have a lean piece of meat, like a lean piece of chicken or something like that. But something easy on the gut. Probably the best way to do it, if you're going to do it and make it simple, is by breaking your fast with either chicken bone broth or organic beef bone broth. You could do 8 to 10 ounces. So that basically would probably be the best way to break your fast with. Okay, so that's what page 2 talks about, breaking your fast. And you're now going into a 23-hour fast. So what you're doing here is, if you're fasting 3 days a week, 2 of those days is a 23-1 fasting day, and 1 day is a 20-hour fast with a 4-hour eating window. And like I said, I told you guys, our fasting days are Tuesdays and Thursdays, 23-1. Saturday is our 20 with a 4-hour eating window. Okay? Let's go to page 3. Okay, page 3, we already talked about that. We talked about how important it was to break your fast with something that's very, very lean. We also like to mix our meals up. So page 3 talks about mixing your meals up. It also talks about those of you that are exercising. Okay, step 3, because you're doing your longer fast, try to make sure that you're exercising in a fasted state. For those of you that are 40 plus, this is very important because being in the longer fast puts you into an environment known as autophagy. Okay? Autophagy is an environment that helps seniors like us slow premature aging. As you get older, guys, your hormones, your growth hormones and your muscle building hormones will decrease pretty low. But by putting yourself in the longer fasting a couple days a week, even as a senior, you're going to elevate those muscle building hormones and you're going to elevate your growth hormones that keep you young. Okay, so that's why it's important to understand why you have to keep your fasting clean, because if during your fasting window you have any kind of calories, you've just knocked yourself out of that. Okay, so I have a picture in page 3 of a 50-year-old man who is in pretty good shape, who is lifting some pretty good weight. Okay, because this is exactly what will happen if you continue with this over a long period of time. Now, this is not a short-term lifestyle. This is a long-term lifestyle, guys. Okay, let's go to page 4. All right, page 4 is going to explain to you the benefits of being in autophagy. So when you're doing the 20-hour fasting consistently, and you're doing the 23-hour fasting consistently, you're putting yourself into a deeper level of autophagy. And that's what I meant by this is where the magic really starts. Because you're putting yourself into an environment that is known by science as one of the healthiest environments you can possibly put your body into. If you have any kind of medical issues, or if you're a type 2 diabetic or a pre-diabetic, or even if you have cancer or post-cancer, this is what you need to be in. This is what our ancient fathers of medicine, how they treated their patient. But page 4 just goes over the benefits of it. So I'll just give you a couple real quick here because you can read them. I'm sure you're going through this too, but it's anti-aging, adding lean muscle for all ages, rebuilding new stem cells, very important, very important. Rebuilding new stem cells for the immune system, for boosting your immune system. Today, what's going on with this COVID-19 thing, boosting your immune system, that's major. And that's where step 3 comes in. It's putting you into that environment, which has actually been researched by the University of California of Medicine, that actually will help you promote or activate new immune stem cells. It also increases men's growth hormones by 2,000% and women's growth hormones by 1,300%. Now, remember what I said about that, guys? Exactly. This is how you're going to keep yourself younger looking, okay? So anyway, that's page 4, so you can read that. Now, page 5, what that does is gives you a couple of little case studies of science, because you guys know that follow me anyway on my Facebook group page, Fat Loss Made Easy, or my YouTube channel. I like to post a lot of science case studies proving that high-fat, low-carb meals combined with the alternate day fasting is actually the real deal, and it's backed by hundreds of scientific case studies, which it is. So page 4 kind of goes over some of the science of it, and I'm not going to get into that. I'll let you guys read that, but that's what page 4 is for. Okay, let's go to page, no, let's see, that was page 5, sorry. Let's go to page 4. Okay, page 4 is meat and potatoes, guys. This is your meal plan, okay? So, let's see what it says here. So, your non-fasting days, okay, guys, so in step 2, you've already created a program that seems to work for you pretty good in step 2 on your non-fasting days, okay? Now, because of Emily and I, we exercise 6 days a week. We do interval strength training and we do interval cardio. But mainly on our interval strength training days, guys, I need to bring in enough protein that day on my non-fasting days. I need to bring in enough calories in that day because we're still looking to add lean muscle, but we're also looking to burn some more of that belly fat off and my love handles that I have, and it's actually working very, very well, especially since we've been on this step 3 program, because I'm doing the step 3 program just like you guys will be doing. This is my lifestyle now. This is what works for me. But what I want to say here is that on your non-fasting days, you got to make sure you guys are eating enough calories, because a lot of times I get people telling me that even on their non-fasting days, they're not hungry because they don't have the cravings anymore. You've taken control of the hormone that is causing cravings. You've taken control of the hormone that is sabotaging other hormones that will cause you to want to crave sweets. And now your food no longer runs your life now. But you got to make sure that on your non-fasting days, you bring in enough calories. So that's why it's very important to try to have 3 good high-fat, low-carb meals. Okay, so on your non-fasting days, you can go to a 16-8 fast where you're having your first meal at 10 o'clock if your last meal was at 6 the night before, or vice versa. You can have your 3 meals on your non-fasting days. You could snack on your non-fasting days. I take in a little more protein those days. I probably eat every 2 or 3 hours. I'll have some kind of a small protein, beef sticks or leftover chicken breast from the night before, or leftover hamburger patty from the night before in between my main meals, because I want to make sure I'm getting enough good fat, obviously, but I want to make sure I get enough protein in for my adding more lean muscle. Okay? But on your non-fasting days, guys, make sure that at your last meal you're bringing in plenty of good high fat, because the next day, what are you doing? Well, you're fasting for 23 hours twice a week, and you're fasting for 20 hours once a week. So you want to stay satisfied. You don't want to have any kind of hunger waves, even though we know the trick to stop the hunger wave in its track. But we would rather not have that craving, right? Okay, so so page 6 gives you the your non-fasting days, and then your let's see here. So your non-fasting days, you can go a 16-8 or 18-6, however you want, but get those 3 meals in. Then and then I have here, I have here at around 3 or 3:30 in the afternoon between your lunch meal and your dinner meal, you could have a protein drink or some kind of a protein snack. So that's what it talks about there. And then it says your last meal. Hopefully you can finish your last meal at 6 p.m. or around 7 p.m. And then now try to have your supplements before 8 p.m. And then you guys, on your non-fasting days, you can have one of those fat hot chocolates if you want, or if you've made some of my fat bombs, or if you've made my favorite one, which is my chocolate peanut butter crunch. You can have one of those at 8 or 9 at night on your non-fasting days, okay? But not on your fasting days. So that's when you can have those extra goodies, is on your non-fasting days, okay, guys? All right. Okay, let's go to page 7. Now, page 7 is talking about the fasting days, okay? So this is what's really important. So you have to pick the days that work for you. Some people pick Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays as being their fasting days. We pick Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays to be our fasting days. Now, remember to keep it clean. No calories. no sweeteners in your coffee, no heavy cream in your coffee, no coconut cream, no coconut oil, no nothing. Black coffee or green tea, unsweetened, or your water, pink sea salt, and your apple cider vinegar first thing in the morning. Now on the 23-hour fast, your water and pink sea salt and your apple cider vinegar are very, very important that day. So for us, we have it first thing in the morning. That starts our whole day off, okay? I have a big glass of water before I go to the gym with my pink sea salt. When I come home from the gym in the morning, I have another big glass of water with my with my salt. Then around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm going to have my apple cider vinegar with my pink sea salt and my water. This is at midday, okay? Because this is going to help depress. I don't get hunger waves anymore. Neither does my wife. We just don't get them anymore because we've been doing this for so long that we still have some body fat that our body can pull from if it needs something to eat, basically, right? But anyway, I'm going to have my apple cider vinegar then around midday. And then I'm going to have a black coffee probably 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. And I'm going to have another glass of water with sea salt. And then at the end of this, I'm going to give you a secret on how we have actually escalated or accelerated our fat burning even more in the 23-hour fasting. We've put ourselves into a deep fat burning environment for the last 2 hours of our fasting, and I'll explain to you at the end of this how we're doing that. And I've been monitoring it, and it's working great. How do I know? Because I've got more saggy skins in my ab area, which means I'm losing more inches in my ab area. And because we're seniors and I was overweight, that's why I have a lot of saggy skin. It's going away slowly, and it will, but I'm noticing more of it because this step 3 is working very well for us. Okay? So on your fasting days, whatever days you pick, keep it clean, like I said, and don't do dirty fast, do a clean fast, because if you're going to do this, do it right the first time, because it's going to help you stay focused, and it's going to help you to keep those hormones that cause cravings to stay level and not spike. That's the whole key to success. If you don't have those issues sabotaging your plan, then it makes life so much easier. Okay? So step 7 is all about your non-fasting days, and basically you're going to read that. I actually got some helpful hints in that, or hints there that you can go over and read too. But I just say, just keep it clean, and it stays very, very simple. Okay, let's look at page 8 here. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So let's see what page 8. Let's just go over page 7 real quick here. This is something I had a discussion with one of my clients just recently about this, is because they were going to a family event. And I want you guys to know what makes this lifestyle very easy to follow and very flexible to follow is because you're not going to eliminate your family events, no matter what day it falls on. If it falls on your non-fasting day, that's even better. But if it falls on your fasting day, so what? Don't stress about it. That's one thing that this program makes it fun, is because we know that we are able to still enjoy the comfort foods if we have them even on our fasting days, and I'll explain why. Okay, so say you got a family event on, say you picked your fasting day or you've got a family event on Friday night, all right, and you're all stressed out because you're worried about what they're eating. We don't pre-make meals for anything, period. We don't count calories, we don't count protein grams or fat grams. All of our food is already figured out, And besides, if we're eating too much fat, we know why, because our glucose level goes up and our ketones go down. So we have to, okay, we're eating either too much fat or we're not eating enough fat. So, or we're eating too much protein, which you guys don't have to worry about eating too much protein. You're not going to do that. It's very, very rare that happens. Now, what happens though, if you eat carbs, you're going to see your glucose go up and your ketones drop. So you really don't have to worry about that stuff. But what happens is on a Friday night, you have a family event, or a Friday night, you're going to go on a date night with your friends, and you're worried about what you're going to eat. Don't worry about it. Because if Saturday is your fasting day, then what are you doing Saturday? You're not eating for 20 hours, right? Or you're not eating, whatever day you pick, you're not eating for 23 hours. So what are you burning? You're burning whatever sugars you have in your blood, and by step three, you're probably going into fat burning around 8 hours after your last meal the night before. So you're burning fat that whole time. Okay, so if you're going out on a family event or a date night on a Friday night, and you have a meal that you normally don't eat, it has carbs in it, or French fries, or a hamburger, or breads, or even a dessert, most likely by 2 o'clock the next morning, you've already blown through all that sugar, and now you're right back into fat burning, and you're not going to be eating until 20 hours or 23 hours. You see what I'm getting at? See, so don't worry about it. Don't stress. Enjoy it. Don't worry about what your family eat. Whatever they eat. Now, what if your family event or the event you're going to falls on a fasting day? So what? Enjoy it. Go have fun. It's probably only going to be one meal anyway, right? So because you're on step 3, your stomach's going to be shrunk. So it's not about overeating, because most likely you've already learned your lesson on that one, because you know by overeating how bad you feel. And by the time you hit step 3, even the comfort food isn't going to, half the time you don't feel good after you have it, but you do it anyway. So sometimes you kind of takes a while to learn our lesson. But like I said, if it falls on a fasting day, don't worry about it. Go ahead and eat at the time. So say, what if the event you're going to, they don't eat till 5 o'clock? Well, you've done your 23-hour fast, so enjoy whatever they have. Okay, don't worry about it, because your body's going to go right back into fat burning pretty quick the following morning. Okay, so don't even worry about it. Other thing that we do, if a family event happens on a fasting day and I overeat carbs, I'll just fast the next day. I'll go a 20-hour fast. Because normally, remember, on my non-fasting days, I'll have a protein drink at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning. I'll go to the gym and work out in 3 hours later, because by the time I get to the gym, that protein drink is digested, so I'm back into fat burning, and I'm going to be exercising in a fasted state. Then as soon as I'm done, I have my fat meal, and then I have my snack and a second fat meal. Well, if I overindulge in a lot of carbs or breads on my last meal on my fasting day, I'll just fast for 20 hours. I won't have anything. I'll have black coffee and my water and my apple cider vinegar, and I'm blowing right through it. See? So there's no need to stress out when it comes to going to a family event and worried about what they're eating. You're doing more harm by stressing out about your food and causing your cortisol to go up, which is causing your glucose to go up, which is causing your ketones to go down, and you just knocked yourself out of fat burning. So you're doing yourself more harm by stressing out. Don't stress about it. Just enjoy it. Okay? Let's see what else we talk about here. Actually, guys, that's about it. So I hope I was able to help you follow through the step 3. Like I said, just go through it again, follow it very closely. Your biggest tip, I think, is going to be to keep it clean. Okay, because this step 3 program. Oh, you know what? I almost forgot to tell you about the secret. Okay. I've been researching this for probably over almost 90 days now. And I'm using my glucose meter and my ketone meters to kind of gauge, where I'm at. What I've learned is, you guys know that I do interval strength training 5 days a week, and I do 3 days a week, and I do interval cardio 3 days a week, and I'm only doing 20 minutes moderate of intermittent cardio. What I've learned is that I'll do my interval strength training, say in the morning, but then 2 hours before I break my fast, I'll do interval cardio. And what I've learned is that by doing interval cardio 2 hours before my fasting is over, I have now put myself in deep fat burning for an extra 2 hours. And my glucose level and my ketone levels showed the difference for those 2 hours. My glucose levels were very, very low. Emily and I would get down into our low or mid 60s, high 60s. Sometimes she gets down in the 50s. And our ketone levels were super high. And when I started doing that about 90 days ago, my body set weight was sitting at 184. When I started doing this, I'm now down. I'm down to 176, and have lost more fat inches around my waist and my love handles. So that was a pretty cool experiment, and it works. And so that's the secret here. That's for those of you that really want to accelerate some fat burning. Try that for about 60 days and see what happens. Okay? Okay, guys. Well, enjoy step 2, and happy weight loss. And looking forward to hearing your comments and seeing your progress, how things are going. Okay, guys? You guys have a great day, and we'll see you later.